welcome to the channel, Eugene Bryan Educational Vlogs. My name is Eugene and I'll be your tutor. Now, today we're going to look at some commonly misspelled or misspelled words. I deliberately say misspelled and misspelt because both words are correct. Misspelled or misspelt. Whichever you choose to use, it is correct. Now, today's lesson is going to be like a little spelling test. I'm going to put the incorrect spelling as well as the correct spelling. So you are going to look at each word and decide which is the correct spelling. They are going to be very close in terms of how I spell them, but one is incorrect. So you are going to figure out which is the correct one. So we are going to figure it out. All right. So hope you're ready. All right. So let's get into business. Okay, here we have the first set of commonly misspelled English words, or words in the English language. The first word is awkward. Awkward. And the first spelling we have here is A-C-K-W-A-R-D. And the next one is A-W-K-W-A-R-D. Remember, initially I told you what we are going to do is to identify the correct spelling in each set of words. So which of these do you think is correct? Is it the first one or is it the second one? Well, if you have the second one, then you are correct. So awkward is spelled A-W-K-W-A-R-D. The next word now is receive. And the first spelling we have is R-E-C-E-I-V-E. The next one is R-E-C-I-E-V-E, which is correct. Now there's a little rule you need to learn here, and that is why I put these letters here. These letters represent a part of the English alphabet. And these are what we call vowels. Now, letters in the English alphabet, are divided into two sections. One section is vowels and the other section is consonant. Now, there are only 5 vowels. The remaining letters in the alphabet are called consonants. So, these are the vowels A, E, I, O, U. And the reason why I put the vowels here is because I need to explain something to you with the word receive. Now, there's a rule in the English language which says that whenever you have the letters E and I coming behind each other, right, like this, the I usually comes before the E, right? So most English words where you have I and E coming behind each other, the I usually comes before when you are spelling it. But in the case where there's a C coming before the E and the I, like in this case here, the word receive, then the E comes before. So I give you the answer there, right away I give you the answer. So the word receive would be spelled R-E-C-E-I-V-E, because remember I said that the rule is that I usually comes before E, except when there's a C coming in front of the E and the I. So in the case where we have receive, the E and the I are preceded by C. In other words, C comes before. So therefore, we put EI instead of IE. All right? So there you go. So that's the answer for that. All right. Now this other set of words here, one correct, one incorrect. So we have C-A-L-E-N-D-E-R and we have C-A-L-E-N-D-A-R. We try to spell calendar. All right. This one is C-A-L-E-N-D-E-R. The other is C-A-L-E-N-D-A-R. Which do you think is correct? Well, if you have the last one, then you are correct. Now let's continue. Number 4, we have symmetry. Symmetry. And we have C-E-M-E-T-E-R-Y. And we have C-E-M-E-T-A-R-Y. And this is symmetry. You have another word in mathematics which begins with an S, and you call that symmetry. But this is symmetry. All right, this is where dead people are buried. All right, so the correct spelling for symmetry is C-E-M-E-T-E-R-Y. C-E-M-E-T-E-R-Y. So if that is what you had, then that is the correct spelling for that for symmetry. So let me highlight it. All right, next word is address. Address, that is where you live. Okay, we have A-D-R-E-S-S and we have A-D-D-R-E-S-S, which is correct. The second is the correct one. So the correct spelling for address is A-D-D-R-E-S-S. All right. The next word we have there is necessary. Necessary. Okay. And we have N-E-C-E-S-S-A-R-Y and we have N-E-S-E-S-S-A-R-Y. Which is the correct one? The first one is correct. So if that is what you had, then you're correct. So the spelling for necessary is N-E-C-E-S-S-A-R-Y. We have quarantine. 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 Now, I'm sure everybody knows that word. Even if we didn't know it before, since everything that is going on now, I'm sure everybody knows that word. But do we know how to spell it? That's it. That's the next thing. So we are going to spell quarantine today. Quarantine. And here we have Q-U-A-R-A-N-T-I-N-E. Over here we have Q-U-A-R-R-A-N-T-I-N-E, which is correct. Very tricky. Do you think you know the right answer? Well, the first one is the correct one. All right, let me highlight it. So quarantine is spelled Q-U-A-R-A-N-T-I-N-E. Not two R's as I have over here, right? That is just to throw you off. So the correct spelling for quarantine is Q-U-A-R-A-N-T-I-N-E. Quarantine. All right, the next word is, and by the way, quarantine, I'm sure you know the meaning, is a period of isolation where you need to stay away from others when you have a particular disease. So that is what we call quarantine. All right, next word is embarrass. 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 All right, we have E-M-B-A-R-A-S-S and we have E-M-B-A-R-R-A-S-S. And these words that have these double letters, similar letters, the same letter coming behind each other, they are very tricky because even the best of spellers sometimes have difficulty with them. All right, sometimes you have to consult a dictionary to just to make sure you have it right. All right, so we have E-M-B-A-R-A-S-S and we have E-M-B-A-R-R-A-S-S, which is correct. All right, the latter is correct. So if you have the second one, then that is the correct spelling for embarrass. So let me highlight it. All right, so the correct spelling for embarrass is E-M-B-A-R-R-A-S-S, embarrass. And the next word here we have is argument. 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 And we have A-R-G-U-M-E-N-T and we have A-R-G-U-E-M-E-N-T, right? Which is correct? The first one is correct. So if you add the word argue, then it will be A-R-G-U-E. But when you have argument, then you are going to leave out the E. So it's A-R-G-U-M-E-N-T, not A-R-G-U-E-M-E-N-T, A-R-G-U-M-E-N-T. All right, and we're going to look at the final set of words now. Okay, here's the final set of words for today. And the first word is preparation. 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 All right, and we have Preparation, and we have Preperation over here, which is correct. The first one, Preparation, is the correct spelling for preparation. Preparation, that's the correct spelling for preparation. Preparation. Let me highlight it. All right, so the correct spelling for preparation is Preparation. All right, next word, similar. 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 Okay, and we have Similer, and we have Similar. Which is correct? The second one is correct. All right, so similar is spelled Similar. Similar. So that is the correct spelling for similar. Now the last one can be pronounced two ways. It can be pronounced separate, or it can be pronounced separate. It can be pronounced separate, or it can be pronounced separate. Now separate is an adjective. That's a describing word. We're not going to go into details with those because part of speech, we're going to do some series of lessons on part of speech, so we won't go into details with that. But because this word has two pronunciations, that's why I highlighted that. So we have separate and we have separate. Separate is a verb because it's an action. It's an action. So this word can be pronounced two ways depending on what part of speech it is. So if it's an adjective, it is separate. And if it's a verb, it is separate. All right? But both of them, whichever part of speech it comes in, the spelling is the same. All right? So let us spell here separate or separate, whichever the case may be. We have Separate and we have Separate. If you had this second one as your answer, then that would be correct. So remember, this word has two pronunciations depending on what part of speech it is. If it's a verb, it is separate. And if it's an adjective, it is separate. But as I say, I won't go into details where part of speech is concerned because I don't want to confuse you, but I just thought I needed to highlight that. So here it's either separate or separate depending on what you're doing. And the correct spelling, I remember in both cases, the spelling is the same. Separate. That's all for today, folks. I hope you enjoyed that little spelling challenge and I hope you learned something from it. So until the next lesson, I want to say thank you and please remember to like, share, and please leave a comment.